Dear students, I welcome you all for this lecture. So today I will discuss about again the oscillations. In that chapter, previous videos we have discussed about the periodic motion. So periodic motion is what? It is a motion in which a particle repeats the same path again and again at regular intervals of time. And the oscillatory motion is a to and fro motion. After that, we have discussed about the SHM, simple harmonic motion. So, simple harmonic motion, it is a periodic motion and to and fro motion of a particle about its mean position, and it vibrates or the oscillates the acceleration of a particle that is directly proportional to displacement, and acceleration always directed towards its mean position. So last videos again we have discussed about displacement equation for SHM, and after that we have discussed the derivation for velocity of a particle executing SHM, acceleration of a particle executing SHM. Then today in this video we'll see about the force law. Okay, so we'll see the force law for SHM, simple harmonic motion. So force law for SHM. So in this simple harmonic motion of a particle in a medium, the restoring force F, okay, the restoring force F of the particle is directly proportional to displacement x of a particle from its mean position. So if F is directly proportional to x, then the F is equal to, that is, minus kx, where k is the force constant, and the negative sign that indicates that x and F are the opposite in direction. Then we'll see the omega is equal to, suppose the omega is equal to, that is, the square root of k by x, k by m, in case of SHM. We'll discuss this relation. Omega is equal to root of k by m in case of SHM. If m is the, suppose, the mass of a particle executing SHM in a medium, k is the force constant, and omega is the angular velocity of the particle. If the force of the particle, the force that accelerates the particle, and that force is equal to, suppose, restoring force, then the force accelerate a particle is a ma. F is equal to ma is a force, that is a force, okay, and after that the accelerator particle F is equal to ma, and restoring force as a, that is, F is equal to restoring force minus ky. Then the both forces are equal, okay. Then if the this is equal to this, okay, then I will write ma is equal to minus ky, and the a is a acceleration, and the a is equal to minus omega square y. Okay, how it comes? It is a expression for acceleration of a particle executing SHM. In previous video we derived this also. Okay, a is equal to minus omega square y. Then in this equation you put the a value, that is m minus omega square y is equal to minus ky. So I will write omega is equal to, okay, omega is equal to, that is, omega y get cancel, m take this side, that is k by m. Omega square is a k by m, and omega is a root of k by m. This is the relation, okay, in case of SHM of a particle, where this is the angular velocity of a particle. Omega is equal to root k by m, where k is the force constant and omega is the angular velocity, and m is the mass of the particle that is executing SHM. Then the next part of this is, we'll see the energy of a SHM. Okay, energy of SHM, energy of simple harmonic motion. Then a particle executing SHM has a kinetic energy due to its motion and potential energy due to its restoring force. Both the energies vary between the limits, that is 0 or it is maximum. However, the sum of these energies is always remains constant. Okay, then how the potential energy of a particle executing SHM and kinetic energy of a particle executing SHM we'll see now. Okay, so first we'll see about the potential energy. Okay, PE is a potential energy of a particle executing SHM. If small m is the mass of the particle, okay, executing SHM, and PE is the potential energy, then the potential energy of a particle, okay, that is, suppose the potential energy of a particle, then suppose you should see the potential energy of a particle is equal to work done in displacing the particle from mean position to a position of displacement. Suppose the potential energy PE is equal to, I will write 1 by 2 ky square. Suppose this is equation number 1, where k is a force constant, and after that the force accelerate a particle is equal to restoring force. Then force accelerate a particle is a ma, that is equal to minus ky. Then the m, according to the expression for acceleration, okay, a is a you take as a minus omega square y. Okay, this a is equal to minus omega square y. This is derived in previous video also. Okay, that is minus ky. Then after that the y get cancelled. Then remaining terms are, suppose m omega square is equal to k. Suppose this is equation number 2. Then you see the equation number 1 and 2. Then the potential energy, okay, PE is equal to, you put k value in this equation number 1, that is 1 by 2 m omega square y square. Okay, so that is the k value as a m omega square into y square, 1 by 2 m omega square y square. This is the potential energy of a particle executing SHM, where a is the acceleration of the particle, oscillating particle, then k is the force constant, and omega is a angular frequency. Omega is a angular frequency. Then after that we'll see the kinetic energy. Okay, then second one, that is kinetic energy Ke. Then consider m is the mass of the particle that executing SHM. Then the kinetic energy Ke is equal to, I will write half mv square equation. Suppose this is equation number 1. It is the kinetic energy of a particle. Then after that, if v is the velocity of the particle, vibrating particle at any instant of time, then the v is equal to, that is omega square root of a square minus y square. Okay, therefore how it comes, this is the expression for velocity of a particle executing SHM. In previous video we derived this. If you want, you will see the oscillation part 2 video. Then suppose in this equation 1, you put the V value, then I will write kinetic energy. Okay, suppose, or the in this V is equal to omega a square minus y square, then the V square is equal to omega square in bracket a square minus y square. For removing this square root, okay, you take square both sides. Then equation, suppose this is equation number 2. From equation 2 and 1, okay, you may write kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 2 m omega square a square minus y square. A square minus y square. This is the expression for kinetic energy of a particle executing SHM, where omega is the angular frequency of the particle, a is the amplitude of the particle, and y is the displacement of the particle. Then after that, you should take the here total energy. Okay, then the total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Then what is the kinetic energy and potential energy? Okay, this is the kinetic energy plus potential energy. Okay, so kinetic energy I will write half m omega square a square minus half m omega square y square plus, okay, this is the kinetic energy, plus potential energy how much? 1 by 2 m omega square y square. So 1 omega square y square and plus and minus this get cancelled. Therefore, the total energy is equal to 1 by 2 m omega square a square. Okay, this is the total energy of a particle executing SHM, where m is the mass of the particle, omega is the angular frequency of the particle, a is the amplitude of the particle. Okay, so this is the total energy of the particle executing SHM. Then after that, we'll see about the some note related to potential energy and kinetic energy. Okay, then for potential energy, okay, then what is the expression for potential energy executing the SHM? P is equal to half m omega square y square. Okay, that is P is equal to half m omega square y square, m omega square y square, and that is the kinetic energy how much? Okay, the kinetic energy is equal to, that is, suppose half m omega square a square minus y square, a square minus y square. Then after that, the some related to potential energy at mean position. Okay, at mean position, suppose the potential energy mean position. Okay, if the y is equal to 0, if y is a 0, then potential energy is also 0. Okay, and it is a minimum. So minimum when the y is equal to 0, then potential energy is equal to 0. At extreme position, okay, the y is equal to a, then potential energy is a 1 by 2 m y omega square a square. Okay, that is maximum position. Okay, that is potential energy is equal to how much? 1 by 2 m omega square a square. It is a maximum energy. Okay, potential energy is maximum when y is equal to a at extreme position, and potential energy is minimum when mean position when y is equal to 0. At an extreme position, the energy of a particle is purely potential. Then the related to kinetic energy, okay, the kinetic energy at mean position, Okay, y is equal to 0, then the kinetic energy is equal to 1 by 2 m omega square a square. It is maximum. Okay, at mean position kinetic energy is maximum, and at extreme position y is equal to a and kinetic energy is equal to 0. Okay, that is minimum. So remember main two things: at mean position potential energy is minimum but kinetic energy is maximum. At extreme position potential energy is maximum and kinetic energy is 0. Then after that, the displacement energy curve of a particle executing SHM. We'll see the displacement energy curve that is executing SHM. Suppose we'll see this. Okay, this E is the energy, and after that I will draw here. Okay. Suppose this is a kinetic energy curve. This is a kinetic energy curve, and this is a potential energy curve, and it is a extreme position. This also extreme position, and it is a mean position. Okay, and then displacement is along this direction. Okay, suppose I will write here, it is A, B, C, D. Okay, according to this, the graph, okay, this is a displacement energy curve. Okay, displacement energy curve of a particle executing SHM. Then suppose in a graph the curve AOB, okay, AOB, and the curve CED, this curve, okay, represents the potential energy and kinetic energy respectively. So curve AOB is a potential energy, curve CED is a kinetic energy. Then the potential energy is maximum at extreme position. The potential energy is maximum at extreme position. Then and it is 0 at mean position. It is 0 at mean position, and after that the kinetic energy is maximum. The kinetic energy is maximum in mean position and 0 at extreme position. Okay, so that represents this curve represents the line AEB. The line AEB is a represents total energy, and it is constant at all points of A and B. Okay, the AEB is a constant for the all. It represents total energy and it is constant for all the points A and B. So this is the representation. Okay, so see, once again I will tell about this. Okay, the curve AOB is a potential energy, curve CED represents kinetic energy. Okay, the at position of A and B, extreme position, okay, at position of A and B the potential energy is maximum. Okay, and at mean position potential energy is 0. Then the kinetic energy CED in this curve, the extreme position C and D position the kinetic energy is 0, and at mean position kinetic energy is maximum, and the AEB, it represents the total energy, and it is constant at all the points between A and B. Okay, so this graph is known as displacement energy curve of a particle that executing SHM. After that, we'll see the oscillation of a spring to due to a spring. Oscillations due to a spring. Okay, so suppose you consider one spring. Okay, then after that, for this spring, okay, I am adding some weight, okay, some mass. So m be the some mass. After adding some mass, x is the extension, okay, x is the extension of the spring. Okay, consider a spring, okay, suspended to a rigid support. It is a with rigid support, it is suspended, and after that assume that the spring is massless. Okay, object, if it is spring is massless, okay, and it is having the little bit mass, okay, and a object is attached to a free end of the spring, okay, that is having some mass m, and initially at rest position of mean position, then if the object is pulled down by the force of this mass and the spring is stretched and restoring force is developed in it, and when a object is released, it is a oscillation. See that oscillation oscillates. If it oscillates, then that oscillation is known as simple harmonic oscillation. Okay, then the restoring force of this spring is a F. Okay, F is a spring attached to this restoring force, and that is directly proportional to x. Okay, and that is equal to minus kx. Okay, where k is a F is equal to, okay, it gives F is equal to minus kx. Okay, I will write here F is equal to minus kx, where the k is a spring constant, or it is a constant of proportionality here, that is also known as spring constant, and x is what? It is a, suppose F is the spring, F is the restoring force, then that is directly proportional to displacement, and F is equal to minus kx, where k is the spring constant and x is the increased length of this spring, then the x and F are opposite in direction. Okay, because of that reason it is minus kx. So this is a force law. Okay, then after that we'll discuss the one expression. Okay, that is, suppose, okay, we'll see the expression for expression for frequency and time period of oscillating bob of simple pendulum. Okay, we'll see the expression for frequency and time period of a oscillating bob of simple pendulum. Okay, you consider one rigid support. Okay, one thread is attached and one bob is there. Suppose it is oscillating in this position, okay, at this position. Then after that, suppose at same position, okay, then you should consider here the force, that is mg cos theta, and it is the downward direction, that is mg is acting, okay, in a curved path, it is oscillating. Suppose this is the angle as a theta, and after that the length, okay, the length of this, suppose the length is L, L is the length O, and at this position and force is mg sine theta, okay, then the tension is acting at this direction. A simple pendulum consists of a bob of mass m, and it is suspended at a rigid support using long inextensible thread, okay, that is not extensible, okay, this is not having any elastic property, okay. Then after that, the suppose the length of that thread is L, and SO is the length of the thread, and the SO is the mean position of the bob, okay, it is the mean position at rest state constant position of the bob. Then after that, let the bob is set into a SA at SA position, okay, then respect to the displaced position of a bob at any instant of time t, then the direction of the motion towards the mean position, okay, towards its mean position. Then the angle ASO is suppose theta, this angle is theta, then the angular displacement of the arc OA, this arc is a y, okay, the angular displacement of this arc is a OA is equal to y. Then when the bob at A position, okay, the forces are acting, the because of the weight of this bob, okay, the mg is acting downward direction, okay, and the tension is acting at along this position, okay, the tension is acting along the string, the tension is acting along string, and that position is, suppose the tension is acting along AS direction, okay. Then after that, the weight mg is the weight is acting downward direction, and tension is acting along AS direction. The weight mg is resolved into a two components as shown in figure. Then at any instant of time t, the force accelerates the bob ma, okay, ma is the force accelerate, and that is equal to component of the weight towards its mean position, that is the minus mg sine theta, okay, minus mg sine theta. Then the acceleration expression is how much, that is minus omega square y, okay, it is the acceleration of a particle executing SHM, that is sine theta, mg sine theta. Suppose this is equation number 1, where A is the acceleration of the bob and omega is the angular frequency. In this equation number 1, okay, the what is omega square y, omega get cancelled, omega square y is equal to how much, g into theta, because the angular displacement theta is very close to, because theta is very nearer to sine theta, okay, it is a very small, and this is a equal to nearly equal to sine theta. So if omega square y is equal to g theta, then the omega square y is equal to, I will write g y by L, because theta is equal to y by L, okay, from the figure, okay. So you should see theta is a y by L, okay, that is a because of sine theta, it is the y opposite divided by hypotenuse. Okay, so it is y by L. Okay, so because of that reason, it is theta is a y by L. Okay, then omega square y get cancelled, omega square is equal to g by L. Okay, and it gives omega is equal to root of g by L, but omega is a 2 pi by t. Okay, omega is what? Angular frequency, it is 2 pi by t, that is equal to root of g by L. Okay, because omega is a 2 pi by t, then therefore the t is equal to, it is 2 pi square root of L by g, where t is a time period of the oscillation. Okay, t is the time period of the oscillation. Okay, and the omega is equal to root g by L. This equation is the angular frequency. Expression for angular frequency is omega is equal to root g by L, and time period is t is equal to 2 pi root of L by g. Okay, so this is the expression for frequency and time period of a oscillating bob. Then after that, the last part of this chapter, that is some definitions we'll discuss. Okay, so we'll see the definition of the force oscillation. Okay, in that we'll see first free oscillation means what, then forced oscillation. Okay, we'll discuss now. Okay, then what is meant by free oscillation? Okay, what is meant by free oscillation? These are the oscillations of a object when the oscillates with its own frequency. Okay, these are the objects that oscillates its own frequency. For example, oscillation of a bob of a simple pendulum. Okay, that is the example for free oscillation. So free oscillation is what? These are the objects oscillating with its own frequency. Then what is meant by forced oscillation? Forced oscillation. What is meant by forced oscillation? Then the forced oscillation is what? If an object is subjected to a periodic force, it oscillates with the frequency of periodic force. Okay, it oscillates the frequency of periodic force. It oscillates with the frequency of periodic force. Such oscillations are known as forced oscillation. For example, when a stem of a oscillating tuning fork is pressed on a table, the table surface oscillates with frequency of tuning fork. Okay, so that is the oscillation of table surface is known as forced oscillation. Then the next one, damped oscillation. Damped oscillation. So what is meant by damped oscillation? These are the oscillations in which the amplitude of the object is decreases with time. The amplitude is decreases with time. For example, okay, the oscillation of a bob with simple pendulum in air, the oscillation of the tuning fork in air. Okay, these are the example for damped oscillation. Okay, that are the amplitude of the object. Okay, amplitude that is decreases with time. Decreases with time. Okay, therefore the forced oscillation is what? These are the oscillations that oscillates with its own frequency. Forced oscillation is a oscillation with the frequency of periodic force. And damped oscillation is what? These are the oscillations that amplitude of the object is decreases with respective time. Okay. Then what is meant by undamped oscillation? Damped oscillation. Next one, undamped oscillation. What is meant by undamped oscillation? These are the oscillations in which the amplitude of the object remains same with respective time. Amplitude remains same with respective time. Okay. Then after that, the example for this undamped oscillation is oscillation of a bob simple pendulum in vacuum. Then after that, the natural frequency. Then next one, the what is meant by natural frequency? Okay, it is a frequency of free oscillations of the object. Okay, for example, the frequency of oscillation of a bob of a simple pendulum, or the frequency of oscillation of a tuning fork. Okay, this is a frequency of free oscillations of a object. Okay, frequency of free oscillation of a object. Then resonance. Last part is resonance. Resonance, suppose you consider one object and that is subjected with a periodic force. When a natural frequency of the object matches with the frequency of periodic force, that object oscillates with a large amplitude. These oscillations are known as resonance, okay, or resonant oscillations, and this phenomenon is known as resonance. Okay, for example, in sonometer experiment, a paper rad placed on a stretched spring between the two edges, then the resonance oscillation of the string, then of a tuning fork whenever you pressed the vibrating tuning fork whenever you pressed to the sonometer box, then because of the frequency of that wire, okay, that paper rad will be falls down. Okay, and the frequency of the wire matches with the edges, okay, with the frequency of that tuning fork. So here that is a resonance. Okay, so with this we will completed this chapter. So in next video we will go through the next part of the another chapter. Okay, till then take care, bye bye, thank you.